Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking a look at ticker symbol SGYP. That's Synergy Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. The chart we're looking at here today is a one-day chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 1 day of trading. And we go back to the first trading day of 2016. That would be January 4th, all the way up to the current trading range. We have some really good data here to take a look at. SGYP, this stock looks pretty good to me. I'll just flat out say that right from the beginning. Of course, that's my opinion, but let me tell you, in my opinion, why it looks good. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas to take a look at. 520, 443. These are going to be our areas of resistance on the way up. Now, so areas of support, we have $3.87, $3.30, $2.95, and finally $2.57. Now, this analysis, really I don't have too much detail to go into. Let me just explain why this chart looks good to me. So you can see it's been pretty windy this whole time. You know, we opened up January trading about $5.80, and we had quite a bit of a downtrend for a while, making some higher lows over there, and then some more higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, I'm sorry, lower lows. This whole time I'm meaning to say lower lows, not higher lows. Then some more lower lows. So erasing those marks. Right when this stock began to turn around was over here, and that would be right around March 21st. So March 21st, we bounce off the support at $2.57 right here and start making our way back up. From then on, it was higher lows there, there, and here. Now we had some real tough resistance here at $3.87. Got denied there pretty hard, fell back down, couldn't hold support at 330, though we closed on the day there at 330 and then broke down a little bit more. Broke down to 295 and then broke down and bounced off 257, and then the chart looked really good again. So right when we hit 257 is where this thing began to turn around on the daily chart. So across from this line right here, that's where everything started to look really good. We bounced off 257, and from then on, it was higher lows once again. You can see we had some higher lows all along there. So that reason is part of why I'm saying that this stock looks good to me, but there's a little more to it than that as well. Let's take a look specifically at where we are trading here. Now, these last 3 candles are actually really interesting. You can see on this candle, it closed fairly low to the bottom. This candle closed all the way at the bottom, but this candle closed right at the middle. So we had an ugly candle, then a really ugly candle, and then a better looking candle. Now, why is that interesting? Well, look at this better looking candle. That is showing us that we could potentially bounce off 387. Now, let's see where our relative strength index went oversold. Not quite oversold, rather, I mean breaking down below the 80 line. We're not oversold yet, but we're not overbought either. This is what I like to call no man's land, this area between overbought and oversold. So it's really interesting because we broke down between below the 80 line, rather, on that really ugly candle, but this candle closed in the middle, starting to leg up a little bit, and you can see this green, faster moving average on the RSI starting to curve a little bit. So what I think is going to happen is that we're going to close red on Monday, in my opinion, but we're going to bounce off 387. Now, depending how hard we bounce off 387 is going to indicate whether we close green or red. But judging by the relative strength index, judging by these candles, and also judging by our moving averages right here, which I'll get into in a second, it really looks like this stock wants to hit 387 and it wants to bounce off 387 and continue working its way up, making higher lows. So SGYP looks really good to me. Now, let's discuss these moving averages a little bit more. Simple moving averages. We have purple, green, yellow. The purple is our 13 period. The green is 20 period. The yellow is 50 period. So they're in the perfect order. We have fast to slow. And this purple moving average is literally working its way up to 387. So we could see that support is definitely coming closer to 387. So there's a really high probability that we hit 387 and bounce right off it. Now, let's take a look at some of the upside. If that does happen, we're going to have some resistance at 443, but we're trading at about 397 right now. And that price increase would be about 10%, which is some pretty nice gains. And if we do hit 443 and break it, the next area of resistance is all the way up at $5.20. So that's looking really, really good. That's a huge amount of gains to get. I don't know if you guys are in the stock yet or not, but right around 443 is where I'm going to be looking at it, because it definitely has potential from 443 to 520. Now, of course, that does rely on it bouncing off 387 if it does end up dipping down there, but it looks like there's a high probability that it will. Of course, nothing's for certain in the market. If anything was 100%, we'd all be rich. We can just make our best educated assumptions, and judging by the technical analysis on this chart, the candles, the averages, the relative strength index, does look like it's going to bounce off 387, and we'll see it push towards 443 and then $5.20. That's about it for SGYP. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. If you have any questions or comments, leave some feedback below. I'll get to that, and I will catch you in the next analysis. Have a good one.